Today I'm going to take you on a full review of the Foodcube raised wicking beds. I've got two here that were put in 4 weeks ago. I'll show you week by week just how quickly things grow. That is one of the promises of the Foodcube beds, is that things should grow a lot quicker and a lot stronger, not only because of the type of soil that they fill them with, but because of the wicking motion, watering from the bottom upwards, making sure plants always have that constant supply of water. But does it work? How quickly does it work? How well do things grow? And how does it compare to an ordinary garden bed? Is it worth it? Because it is a bit of an investment. I'm going to answer all of those questions, and then right at the end, I'm going to show you how to set them up. In here, I'm going to put some clothes. 1, 2, and 3. I've always wanted these to be my kids' snackable beds. So once those lettuces come out, I am actually going to stick to food in here that the kids can pick off and eat and enjoy as they're in the garden. And one food that ticks that box is beans. Green beans are growing really nicely. The only green bean plants that don't have beans on them at the moment are those that I have already picked off and eaten. How good's that? I was promised lettuces would grow beautifully in here, and they have not disappointed. These cos lettuces, strong, tall, lush, and we've already been enjoying some of those outer leaves. This is our endive here. I reckon it was only 2 weeks after we planted these seedlings that we started being able to harvest and eat some of these leaves. Under here, red butter lettuce, also looking super healthy. You can see my tomato plant in here. This is the one I put in as a test because I thought it was too early to plant. You can see there is lots of luscious green leaves. And when it comes to flowering and fruiting, we've got our first flower buds in there. My watercress down here is going crazy. I should start harvesting and enjoying that. I don't have any idea how to cook with watercress, so if you've got any good tips, leave me a comment. I assume you just pop it in salads. Basil, these started off as tiny little plants, and now they are getting bigger, stronger, and healthier. And rocket. I was promised rocket would rocket up. Sure enough, that is all absolutely ready to harvest. This is one of my new additions here. This is a cucamelon, which has gone in about a week ago. That is an example of, excuse my band-aid, one of the plants that the kids will easily be able to snack on. So the plan is to train that up here. I just bought this from Bunnings and stuck it in, and then it'll be really easy for the kids to just pick them off, eat them, and enjoy them. These capsicums are new additions too. I just stuck these in yesterday from little seedlings. So little yellow capsicums is one of them, and the other one is little sweet capsicums. Again, kids love picking those off. You'll notice I've got a few climbing options around here. This is part of a drawer, which I'm using to train some peas up. These are not for training or climbing. They are preventing the balls from getting into my veggie patch. So just providing a little safety barrier so the kids can play happily with balls in this space. You can, of course, get proper trellises for these beds, but I haven't bought them at this stage. So in the meantime, I am using something a bit more makeshift, but in the long run, I definitely might look at getting one of the proper trellises from Foodcube. Next, I'm going to show you exactly how to set these up. But before I do, the verdict. Foodcubes, how good are they? Are they worth it? I reckon I can confidently say the food in my Foodcube is growing better than anything else in my garden. And I put a lot of TLC into my garden. The reason why is probably because the soil stays so nice and moist. So when everything else is drying out, this doesn't dry out. It just continues to sort of draw moisture from the bottom. There's also the soil seems perfect. So I put a lot of effort into my soil in other parts of my garden, adding compost, adding blood and bone, adding worm castings, all sorts of things, trying to get it just to that really that perfect soil. Foodcube, or the company that owns it, Biofilter and BioGrow, I think is the name of the soil company, have worked together to sort of formulate this soil specifically. You can buy it in bags on their website. It's got everything in there to ensure that it can wick from the bottom. So there's, I don't even know what's in there, but certain things to help draw the moisture out, but then all the nutrients you need as well. That is such a relief not to have to worry about adding all that extra stuff like I have to do everywhere else. That being said, once you've been through and had, you know, a full harvest of food, you do need to top it up over time with your compost and your other fertilizers and stuff like that. But to have all of this growing without having added a thing, not even, I think I might have given a tiny bit of liquid fertilizer to the tomato, but everything else I haven't even given anything to. That's really impressive. So would I recommend it? Definitely. Pros and cons. Pros, food grows quicker. Less watering required. You don't need to technically water it at all, except when you first plant things and their roots are quite shallow. I have been watering anything that I've planted fairly recently. As their roots get a bit longer, they water from the bottom and you don't need to water it. You just need to stick the hose in that bit there and make sure it's got enough water at the base, which I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Are there any cons? I guess the cons being you can't make it yourself, you have to buy it. This isn't a sponsored video, but I have been gifted them. So I was lucky, really, really lucky there. But I'm not being paid to promote this product. I do really like it. So I would certainly recommend them if you wanted to give them a go. They're also Australian made and I believe made with partially recyclable products. So how do you set it up? Well, Darren from Biofilter, when he came and dropped these off, he showed me exactly how to do it. I'll walk you through it and show you how easy it is. But before we do that, if you are a subscriber of this channel, thank you for your support. If you're not, hit that subscribe button now. I give a full tour of the garden at least every month and lots of other cool tips and tricks. We also go and do tours of other gardens in and around Melbourne. If that appeals, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button while you're at it, and let's keep going. So we've brought in, it comes in all these separate pieces.
It does.
What is the first thing that you need to do to get them set up?
Okay, so it's a really quick and simple process. We're going to start, actually you had the right piece, so you do that one, I'll do this one.
Okay.
So pull out the soil tray, and what we need first are these wicking cones.
The wicking cones.
The wicking cones.
Okay.
So grab a set of those, beautiful. All right. You kind of push down and they'll clip in. It's a bit like a giant Lego set. So it's really quick and easy to put together.
And it doesn't matter which one goes in where?
Doesn't matter which one goes in where. There's our soil tray done.
Okay.
Yeah, you've done those correct. Perfect. Good job.
Okay.
One more to do.
And this is what the water gets sucked up through.
Yeah, that's right. So the wicking cones are filled with soil. The soil or the wicking cones then sit in the reservoir at the bottom, and the water's sucked up through the soil through capillary action to the root zone of the plants.
Capillary action, that all sounds very scientific.
I know, it does, doesn't it?
Okay, and the holes are quite small, which is why the water stays clean.
Indeed.
Soil tray's done.
Next step is to make it look beautiful, and that's by putting the clips on. So we're going to just grab these clips. They go on sideways. See the slot there, and they slide in like that. All right. Looking prettier already. We're going to set up what's called the level setter, and that lets you adjust the level of the water in the food cubes. This is part one of the level setter. Because we're joining these food cubes together, we're going to have a joiner in the middle.
Okay.
And we'll only need a level setter on each end.
Okay.
So normally if you just had a single food cube, you'd set up 2 level setters, but for us we only need to set up 1 because we're going to join them.
Got it.
Got it? All right, so start with 1, and we're going to use a little bit of O-ring grease, which you can get from Bunnings or somewhere like that. A bit of olive oil works just fine.
Olive oil. I think most people should have olive oil in there.
Indeed. Also, a little bit of O-ring grease on your finger. There we go. And then that just goes into one of the level setters like that.
In the middle?
In the middle. Just roll it around there.
All the way, or just the entrance? Or
yep,
all
just
the way
like
through?
that. And that's it. We're only doing
just one.
One. Yeah. So greased up, ready to go. We next take out this L-shaped connector and put your level setter flat. Gently push the L-shaped connector into the level setter. So push it down again and it'll lock down. Yep. Push hard. There we go. Done.
Got it.
Perfect. Step 3, we get one of our risers and a little bit of Teflon tape. This is plumber's tape, just available at Bunnings.
Why?
This stops the level setter from just weeping a little bit.
Okay.
So it's a sealant, essentially. It's sealing the bottom of the riser.
If someone doesn't do this step, it just means there's a greater likelihood of possibly some leakage.
It will leak a little bit, a dribble when you
Okay.
fill it up with water. Then just screw the riser into our level setter. We get one of our Mozzie caps,
Yep.
put that on the top, and that'll keep mosquitoes from nesting in your food cube.
Excellent.
And it turning into a mosquito hotel. So we've got our height setters or level setters done. Now to set them up. So the first step is to put one of the O-rings onto our level setter like that and just make sure it's around and seated nicely.
Yep.
Beautiful. Next step is we come from the inside and push that through, and it will locate up against the wall there. The next step is we take one of these C-clips and we lock it on around the outside.
So this one comes through here,
Hold
and
it
then the
like it
C-clip goes just
on there, a little bit closer into
Closer.
the edge.
to the... There we go.
There we go. Okay. The final step is to take the outer lock nut and we're going to put it over the height setter and just screw it on. Now here's where you need to use your muscles. Make sure, use 2 hands. Beautiful. That looks great. Well done.
Excellent.
To put in the soil trays. So let's just put them in. Now when you're positioning them, the holes here line up with the cutouts in the corner.
Okay.
So we'll have a look at that. Those holes, correct, are for the air cones. So hole here in the corner lines up with the cutout in the corner of the food cube.
Great.
Okay, this is how you water the food cube. So essentially you put a hose down here to fill it up. So we're going to put these in. We come in at an angle at about 45 degrees, facing forward, click it in and then push it back. And then just lift it up and over. Lift it up and over and done.
45-degree angle, clip it in,
Up and over,
up and over.
done. There you go.
Done.
The final step we've got to do is just join these two together.
Yep.
And that means when you put a hose in here, it'll water both of them at the same time. So we're going to add the coupling to join the food cubes together now. So move the food cubes apart, put the coupling on, just wiggle it on, and then pull the food cubes back together, wiggling as you go, and they will be joined. We then need to tighten these rings up. You could use an ordinary screwdriver. I'm using a cordless one just to make it a bit quicker. They're joined together, they're set to go. Final thing we need to do now is just to fill it with water before we put soil in and just do a leak test.
Great. Hose.
Hose.
Go for it. So how do you know when there's enough water in there?
Well, when there's enough water in here, it will overflow at the level setter on either end.
Okay.
So if you just tilt the level setter down a little bit, you'll see it'll start to leak water. Just there, when water starts coming out there, it's full.
Okay.
Now in summer, if you leave it set up at 12 o'clock,
Yep.
vertical like that,
Yep.
any rain that we do get will be captured and stored. The great thing with these food cubes is because of that air gap, the water inside doesn't go septic, and unlike some other wicking beds out there, you don't need to change the water every few months or whatever. Get ready to plant it out.
That's the fun part.
And I think that's it. We're all set up. You've got your food cubes connected. They're full of water, full of soil, and now it's over to you to plant them out.
I am very excited about this. I've got a bunch of seedlings to choose from. I'm going to work out what goes where, and I will let you know how it goes.
Fantastic. I look forward to seeing it.
Thank you so much.
Cheers. Thank you.